Hello and welcome. This is Gordon Scott. This webinar is going to cover the very important task of getting these college correspondence out, hopefully by the end of this weekend, Monday or Tuesday at the latest. I know a lot of college coaches that plan to attend Nomads and Surf and Nights in November. They're putting their lists together now. They're getting ready to finalize those lists and kind of schedule themselves throughout the weekend at all of the different venues and games that they want to view. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to take you through and I'm going to talk a little bit about the sample letters that I sent you. We're going to go ahead and go into College Fit Finder. We're going to talk about that small group of colleges that you want to contact and how we do that. If you have any questions this weekend, feel free to email me. My email address is shown right here on the screen. And my phone number is shown there as well, 949-632-5649. So let's take a look at these sample letters. I sent these out to you last week, and I've gotten a lot of good questions about these. The way that I want you to handle these is I want you to always keep this sample letter clean. But also know that you can go out there and make any changes to this letter that you like. This is basically going to be your email correspondence. You can put in there, anything that you'd want to change, anything else that you'd want to mention. These sample letters, sample letter 1 and sample letter 2, are just sort of food for thought for you. And what I recommend you do is that you create a directory and you save these into their own folders. In this case, I've created a folder called Soccer, Slammers, College Program, College Correspondence. And keep these files fresh there. In other words, don't fill this file in, save it, and then open it up next time you want to contact a college and try to cut and paste and remember everything that you need to change. What you want to do here is you want to go into this area here, and you're going to want to take a copy of each of these individual items, and some of them you can leave because once you put your name in here, it's a done deal, right? You don't need to change that in the future. And you just go ahead and do a replace, and you're good to go. So you also, obviously, as you can see right here, are going to want to check your formatting just a little bit. So I've gone ahead and I've replaced your name with Gordon Scott. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to replace your field position, and I'm going to replace that with left mid. So I go ahead and I do that replace, and you can see that the formatting isn't set up real well here. I'll try to fix that for you and send you a new sample letter. So you're going to go through and you're going to do this. Some of this information, like if you're a BU15 or a GU17, that's going to stay permanent. The important thing to do now, once you have started to make these changes, you've already saved your sample letter as a clean copy of your correspondence. So in other words, it's a clean copy with all of these little inserts here that you can always use to contact coaches. And then now you're going to want to save this off under the file name, under your college correspondence, like the directory that I've created here. You're going to want to save it off instead of your email sample, which you want to keep clean. You're going to save it off as Syracuse, let's say, if you're going to contact Syracuse University. So that's going to allow you to keep your correspondence nice and clean and also help you to move this information into the College Fit Finder fairly easily. So let's take a look at some of the coaches that are attending the San Diego tournaments this weekend, the Surf and the Nomads tournament. I've gone ahead and I've selected a few colleges that I would like to check out, and I'm going to show you how to go into College Fit Finder and make it easy to take a look at those colleges and make sure that all of your information is accurate. So what you're going to want to do first, though, is you're going to want to go through this spreadsheet and you're going to want to identify either men's or women's coaches that you'd like to contact regarding your schedule in San Diego. So my recommendation is that you get out a pad and a paper and you write down each college, 6 to 8 colleges that you want to contact, the head coach's name, and the head coach's email address. So I've selected Cal State Fullerton, Concordia University. I've also selected an Irvine Valley College coach. We'll talk about that in just a minute. You can see that I've got Joe Supe highlighted here in the spreadsheet. I've chosen Syracuse Soccer and UC Santa Cruz. So I've gone ahead on a piece of paper and I've written out the college name, the coach's name, and the coach's email address. And that's going to be important because in a minute we're going to go over into College Fit Finder, and you're going to have to load that college up and make sure that the coach information has not gone stale. The reason I wanted to bring up the junior college scenario is that we've got probably one of the more competitive junior college soccer environments in the country here in Southern California, and some of the best teams in the country. Unfortunately, the College Fit Finder currently doesn't list junior colleges. So what you're going to have to do in the case of junior colleges, as I've done here, I've highlighted this, I've written down all the information for Irvine Valley College. It says that the coach's name is Joe Supe for women's soccer. Here's his email address. So what I did was I went out to Google and I just Googled Irvine Valley College women's soccer. And I just want to make sure that the coach is Joe Supe and that the email address is correct, which it is. So if you're looking at, Orange Coast College, Cypress, Santiago, Irvine Valley, Saddleback, just go out to their website, Google women's soccer, and just make sure that you've got their email address. You can still use the College Fit Finder to contact them, but they won't be there for you easily to kind of sort and look at. So once you've identified the 4, 5, 6, however many colleges you want to contact for the Thanksgiving tournament, you're going to want to go ahead and sign in to College Fit Finder. And I've already done this. I've signed in under one of our GU15 players, McKenna Gordon. And what I've done is I've gone out in this first screen. Let me just go back a little bit here and see if I can log in and get that initial splash screen. For those of you that don't remember your username and login for College Fit Finder, the first time you log in, it's going to be your first name and your last name. In other words, you, the athlete, your first name and your last name, all lowercase, all one word. That's your username and your password. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in here to College Fit Finder. You're going to scroll down to where you can just search on the college itself. I've already searched and found Cal State Fullerton, Concordia University, and Syracuse Soccer, 3 of the 5 colleges that I mentioned a couple minutes ago. Irvine Valley is not going to be in here, but I've recorded Joe Supe's information. And now I need to go ahead and search for UC Santa Cruz. So I'm just going to type Santa Cruz in here. I'm going to click Go on the search engine. And then I'm going to scroll up here and I'm going to see the University of Santa Cruz. This is the university that I'm looking for. It's a Division III school. I'm going to go ahead and add that to my likes. See how I did that? I clicked on the little plus button there. And what it does is it adds it into your My Colleges section. So now I can go in here and I can take a look at Cal State University Fullerton, Syracuse, Concordia, Santa Cruz, and then there's an Eastern Kentucky University in here that I've used in a demo prior. So I can go ahead and take a look at this and I can say, okay, my SAT scores are 1280. So my SAT scores are good enough to get me into any of these colleges. My ACT score is a 26. Well, that's going to get me into Cal State Fullerton, and it's going to get me into Eastern Kentucky University and Concordia, but it doesn't quite get me into Syracuse or the University of or Santa Cruz, sorry. So that's good information. And then my GPA is a 3.4. So the University of Santa Cruz GPA requirements are 3.6. So I don't quite qualify there. I don't quite qualify for Syracuse University. The reason I'm asking you to do this is you want to make sure that if you're going to contact a college coach, that you are a great candidate for that school. Do you meet the GPA, the SAT, and the ACT requirements? And all that information is going to be right here for you. So if you're an athlete with a 3.8 GPA, a 1300 SAT, and a 28 ACT, you're good to go on all these colleges. So I just want you to spend a minute to make sure that before you contact these colleges, you're sure that you feel that you would qualify academically for this college before you contact the coach. If you're a freshman or a sophomore and things are off to a great start in high school, hey, you just go for it. You want to contact the coach is going to know that you're a freshman or a sophomore. They're going to know that they're not quite ready to contact you yet, but they may want to sneak out and get a good look at you over the course of next weekend. So what I want to do next, once I'm in here, is I want to go ahead and look at the information for each of these different colleges that I want to contact, and I want to make sure that the coaching staff is exactly what it said it was in the spreadsheet. So for example, for Cal State Fullerton, the women's assistant coach for soccer is Diego Bocanegra. So I want to go down here and find women's soccer, and I want to make sure that Diego Bocanegra is still listed as the assistant coach, and I want to double check his email address. So looking here for Cal State Fullerton, you see that Diego Bocanegra is no longer listed here. The actual current head coach is Damian Brown. Damian's been there for quite a while, and he has, it looks like, some new assistant coaches. So what you're going to want to do then is you're going to want to make note of that, and you're going to want to change the contact information that you had written down earlier. You're going to want to make a note that the head coach is Damian, D-E-M-I-A-N, Brown at Fullerton.edu. Now, if you're not sure what's more current, the spreadsheet that the Nomads or Surf has posted, the spreadsheet that I've sent you, or this website, College Fit Finder, I'm pretty certain that College Fit Finder is going to be the most up-to-date. If you want to double check it, you can go out to the website for that school, go out to women's soccer, Cal State Fullerton. You can do that right now, and just do a triple check to make sure you're contacting the right coach. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do that, and you're only talking about 6 to 8 coaches that you're going to contact this time around. You click on their athletic site. You would go to coaches for Cal State Fullerton, and there he is, Damian Brown. So basically, you confirm that Damian Brown is currently still the head coach, and you would go through your whole list. Concordia University lists Chris Gould. I know Chris is still there. Irvine Valley College, I've already researched. I know Joe Supe is still there. Syracuse Soccer, UC Santa Cruz. You make sure that all those coaches are still at those universities. And you can do that by using your College Fit Finder. Remember, first thing you're going to do is you're going to find those colleges and you're going to like them. It's going to bring them into your My Colleges sort. And now you can see some of the things like the cost of that college, how they're ranked within their division, what division they're playing at. I've got 3 Division I's, a Division III, and an NAIA school here, and all the information that you need on the academic side. So once you're ready to go ahead and send those emails to your coaches, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click again on this information link. You're going to click on the coaching staff, head coach Damian Brown, Cal State Fullerton. I'm going to click on this envelope right here. It automatically opens up my Microsoft Outlook. So whatever the email system is on your desktop, that's what's going to open up with the default of Damian's email address there. What you're going to want to do then is you're going to want to go ahead and once you've completed your sample letter, remember we started to do this earlier by the cut and paste method or the replace method, you're just going to take this, and it's got to include, remember, your game schedule, game 1 and game 2. I would recommend that you not get into TBD games, to be determined games, that you just focus on your pool play games and get that information to your coach. Typically, the coaches are checking to see who's in the semis and the finals at different age groups and genders that they're interested in, and they make an extra effort to get out there for those semis and those finals. So those are where the best players and the best teams tend to be, and so I think it's best that you just list your pool play games. Be sure to list the year that you graduate. Coaches need to know this. It tells them where to put you in their landing pattern, if you will, of recruits, and it's very helpful for them. So all this information is going to be helpful for a coach. When you're writing your correspondence, try to keep it to one page, okay? Same thing with your college letter writing when you contact a coach with a college letter, and we'll have a webinar on that a little bit later. You want to make sure that you are not going any further than one page. A college coach has a ton of demands on his or her time, and you want to get the message to that coach as quickly and as brilliantly as you can in a page or less. So once you've gone in and updated all this information, you're just going to do a copy of your letter here. You're going to go back over into your into your email, right? And you're going to go ahead and you're going to just paste that in. Check it for formatting. Make sure that it's acceptable. It's nice and neat and clean here, right? And you're going to put in here the year that you graduate, 2017, recruit, and then your name, Jordan Scott. Okay, that's going to let the coach know right away that you're sending that coach information on yourself. It gives him the year you graduate or her the year you graduate right up front and your name. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to go ahead and just put my email address in there so we don't bother Coach Damien with the sample. And then you just send your email off. Okay, so your email's been sent off. If you go into your College Fit Finder, under correspondence, you should be able to add Cal State Fullerton. You gotta try it this way. There you go, Cal State Fullerton. Today's date is November 21st. I sent an email. It was an outbound email. I want to add the correspondence. And now, when I go into Cal State Fullerton, I should be able to go out and, getting a little bit crossed here, should be able to go out and see that, here it is, see that correspondence that was sent. And as you send your correspondence out, you're going to see them listed here: Cal State Fullerton, Concordia University, Irvine Valley College, Syracuse Soccer, UC Santa Cruz. You're going to see them all listed here, and if you double click on them, oh, it's got that funkiness on it. Double click on them, you're going to see not sure why it's all down there, but you're going to see that on 11/21/2014, you sent an email to the coach. When the coach responds to you, if the coach responds to you, you can add that correspondence. You can add the date here. You can add it as an email response inbound from the coach. You can make some notes. Coach says, I'm an amazing athlete. He wants to sign me tomorrow. And save that correspondence, and that's going to be in there as well. So you're going to have basically a paper trail of contact with these college coaches. And we'll spend a little bit more time on this in the near future. I want to talk for just a minute about your profile link. So we've kind of covered basically everything that I wanted to cover with the contacting colleges piece. I want to encourage you to call me this weekend. If you need to call me, give me a yell. If you need to email me your questions. I'll get right back to you. But if you call me and it's something we can't get through on the phone, then we can schedule a little bit of time this weekend to jump out on a quick webinar, and basically I can give you control of the session and you can show me what's going on your screen and we can talk about it. So don't hesitate to call me. I'm here to help you out. We've just jumped out to McKenna Gordon's profile. Remember, we're in the College Fit Finder piece, and up here on the right-hand side is the profile link that takes us over to our individual profiles. You can see that McKenna's done a great job going out and getting some of her information into the system. She's, soccer, she's a goalkeeper, height, weight, SCDSL, a little bit about herself, right? Contact information for the parents, her high school, things like that. So she's gone out and she's taking care of all of this information. It's a good basic start on her profile. If you want to update your profile and fill it in, remember you have to log in again once you get here, and you just use your username and password, same as you use for College Fit Finder. It's first name, last name, all lowercase, first name, last name, all lowercase. And that's going to take you in. Once you get in here, you're going to be able to go ahead and update a lot of this information, including your academics, 4.0, good for you, McKenna, any references, any athletic comments, things like that. So you can actually print this and take it with you to the tournament next weekend and hand it out to college coaches. So let's say that there's a college coach that you didn't put on your list, but you didn't contact. Let's say the college coach from UCI walks up to you at the tournament next week and it says, "Hi, I'm Scott Juniper. You did a great job today. Tell me a little bit about yourself." And you could introduce yourself and hand Mr. Juniper, Coach Juniper, this PDF copy of your profile. So this is a really good start. I'm going to show you kind of a creative one. It's a sample, and I think it's on my desktop. Let's go out and take a quick look. I think it's on my desktop, and it's pretty slick if you want to invest the time in it to get it done properly. It looks really, really cool, and I don't see the one I'm looking for out here. So I'll check in. Oh, here we are. Sample. That's the sample tournament, sample player profile. So this here, I'll send this to you. This is a pretty slick one. This one's been filled out completely. You can see it's got some pretty interesting art over here in terms of bleeding in the GPA and some of the logos. It's got some nice logos up top here. It's got all the basic information here, and then it's got athletic honors and accomplishments. And as you go through your high school career, you're going to want to build that out, your high school and club career. And then you've got your academic honors, academic coursework. This is important for coaches as well, because really a lot of what you plan to study, what you're interested in, is going to dictate where you end up going to school. All the extracurricular stuff, and then I like the way they set this up, scouting report. And it talks about Zach and what a great starter he is. He's 6'3", he plays 90 minutes a game, just really, really positive stuff. And you want to be able to do that with your information as well. So I'm going to send this to you just so you have it as kind of a roadmap. If you have any questions about creating those player profiles, just let me know. I'm also going to send you this list, this attendee list. Don't be discouraged if the coach that you want to contact is not on this list. You can contact any coach in the country through College Fit Finder, and that coach will probably get back to you and tell you whether he or she are going, or maybe an assistant is going, or maybe the goalkeeper coach is going. They have 3-4 assistants. This is a huge, huge tournament weekend next weekend in San Diego. There are 3 really well-known tournaments going on at the same time. There's going to be a majority of colleges in this country will be represented in San Diego next weekend. I hope this has been informative for you. I know that there may be some things that I missed along the way, but I want you to know again that I'm here for you this weekend. If you have any questions, just call me. I probably should have mentioned earlier on that if there were some things in here that just went a little too fast for you, you can start this over again and you can stop it. Just stop it at each step that I've described and go through. It's going to take you some time to create your letters. It's going to take you some time to get your colleges sorted and get them into your favorites. It's going to take some time to go out and cross-reference and make sure you're contacting the correct coach. But it's well worth the effort. So if you need me, give me a call. I'll be here, 949-632-5649, or feel free to give me a call or send me an email. Thank you.